Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Salvador from Wrestle. And if you're a true WWE fan, stop whatever you're doing right now, because what went down on Monday Night Raw is nothing less than a betrayal, a gut-punching twist that has the entire wrestling world turned upside down. Picture this. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, walks into that ring to say goodbye after a legendary career, pouring his heart out to every single fan in that arena, only for the Undertaker, the dead man himself, to come storming in and blow up the whole moment by announcing his Hall of Fame induction right then and there. This isn't just surprising, it's flat out wrong. How could WWE do this to one of their greatest ever, taking what should have been a peaceful farewell and turning it into an emotional ambush that left AJ in tears and fans demanding answers? If this doesn't get your blood pumping and push you to hit that share button, nothing will. Stay with me through this full breakdown because by the end, you'll be fired up in the comments about how WWE dropped the ball with this icon. And trust me, the surprising twist I'm about to reveal could change everything for AJ's future. Look at this intense moment where The Undertaker interrupts AJ Styles' retirement speech on Raw. Alright folks, let's jump straight into this chaos. Monday Night Raw was supposed to be just another regular episode on the road to WrestleMania, but WWE decided to throw a curveball that nobody saw coming. AJ Styles, now 48 years old, had been dropping hints about hanging up his boots for months. Injuries adding up, his family calling him home, we all felt it was near. But when he picked up that microphone in the middle of that ring, dressed in his signature phenomenal club gear, the whole arena fell completely quiet. He opened with the words, "I've given everything to this business," his voice barely holding together. Fans were on their feet, chanting, "Thank you, AJ." It was raw, it was real, and it felt like the closing of a chapter. Hello viewers, welcome to Wrestle. If you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. But then, the lights went dark. That unforgettable gong rang out across the stadium. The crowd went absolutely wild. Out walks The Undertaker, not in his classic long coat and hat, but rocking his biker taker look. Leather vest, bandana, every bit the battle-worn legend he has always been. He steps into the ring, mic in hand, and locks eyes with AJ. No words at first, just that intense, unblinking stare. AJ looks lost. The fans are buzzing with confusion. Is this leading to a final match? A beatdown? Neither. Taker puts a hand on AJ's shoulder and says, "Brother, you're not going anywhere without this." And just like that, he announces AJ's induction into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2026. The real problem here? AJ had absolutely no idea this was coming. This was a total blindside. Sources from backstage are saying WWE kept the whole thing secret just to get the biggest reaction possible. But at what price? AJ's face, that swirl of shock, thankfulness, and pure overwhelming feeling, broke the internet in seconds. Tears rolling down his face as Taker pulled him in for a hug. The dead man, a man who almost never shows his feelings, even had a watery eye himself. But fans, this isn't touching, it's calculated. WWE used AJ's retirement moment for a cheap emotional reaction, robbing him of his spotlight and turning it into their own big show. How many times have we watched legends get treated this way? Drop a comment below if you believe AJ deserved a proper announcement at a press conference, not an ambush like this. To understand why this cuts so deep, let's rewind and look at the incredible road AJ Styles has traveled. Born Alan Neil Jones in 1977, AJ got his start in wrestling during the late 90s on the independent scene. He built his name in promotions like TNA, where he became a world champion multiple times over. Remember those unforgettable battles with Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels? AJ was the king of high-flying, polished ring work, the kind of guy who could make anyone he shared the ring with look like a superstar. In 2016, he stunned the world by showing up at the Royal Rumble, entering at number 3 and surviving for over 28 minutes. From that point on, it was one achievement after another. 2 WWE championships, United States titles, Intercontinental Gold. AJ truly did it all. But it goes beyond the titles. It's the memories. That rivalry with John Cena in 2016 and 2017? Absolute magic. AJ beat Cena clean at SummerSlam, making it clear to the whole world that he belonged at the top. Then came his run as the face of SmackDown, carrying that brand through the pandemic years with empty arenas and no crowd energy to feed off. AJ adjusted, grew, and never once grumbled about it. He's a family man, a devoted Christian, and someone young wrestlers look up to.
Yet WWE waits until his retirement speech to give him his flowers? That's wrong. Fans, if you followed AJ from his Bullet Club days in NJPW all the way through his WWE run, you already know this man deserved so much more. Share this video if you agree that AJ should have been inducted years ago. Now let's talk about The Undertaker, Mort Calloway, the Phenom, the Dead Man. Making his debut in 1990 at Survivor Series, Taker built a legacy that nobody can touch, going 21-0 at WrestleMania before Brock Lesnar ended the streak in 2014, a call that still makes fans furious to this day. Taker's journey from the slow-moving, supernatural Undertaker to the American badass biker and then back to the Dead Man is storytelling at its very best. He's a 7-time world champion, but beyond that, he is the heart and soul of WWE. He stepped away in 2020 after that unforgettable cinematic Boneyard match with, you guessed it, AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. That's right, their shared history makes this whole thing even more layered. At WrestleMania 36 during the COVID lockdown, Taker and AJ put together one of the most creative matches anyone had ever seen, a wild, all-out brawl set in a graveyard. AJ had talked Taker out of retirement by poking at his age and calling him finished. Taker answered by burying AJ alive, in the story of course. It was brutal, it felt personal, and it ended with Taker riding off like a man who had nothing left to prove, or so everyone thought. Now in 2026, Taker is the one bringing AJ into the Hall of Fame. The irony is something else, but the frustration is very real. Why bring Taker back for this when legends like Shawn Michaels or Ric Flair were right there? Is WWE teasing one more match between these two? The guessing game is sending fans over the edge. This is where the emotional weight of that Raw moment either glows or stings, depending on how you look at it. As Taker made the announcement, the screen filled with moments from AJ's career. The phenomenal forearm launched from the top rope, the Styles clash on Cena, his TNA days flying off scaffolds. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it!" AJ, who usually keeps it all together, completely broke down. He hugged Taker, whispered something just between the two of them, and they stood there side by side as confetti rained down. It was a beautiful sight, but it still burns. Why wasn't AJ allowed to walk away on his own terms? Those inside WWE say AJ had been quietly planning to step back and spend time with his children, but WWE pushed this Hall of Fame moment on him to keep him connected to the company. That's manipulation at its finest. Check out this edited image capturing the Hall of Fame announcement vibe for 2026. The fans inside that arena were divided. Some celebrated the honor, others booed the interruption. Social media went into a complete frenzy. Hashtag AJHOF trended all over the world, but also hashtag WWE failed AJ. Posts like, AJ deserved his own moment, not Taker's shadow, and this is exactly why legends walk out the door to AEW, filled every timeline. Even wrestlers spoke up. Cody Rhodes dropped a thumbs up, but Carl Anderson, AJ's old Bullet Club brother, tweeted, "Phenomenal, but surprised? Oh, absolutely." The anchor comes from a very familiar place, WWE's long habit of mishandling retirement moments. Think about Kurt Angle's rushed goodbye or Edge's forced exit. AJ's moment felt stolen right out from under him. But here's my special twist to keep things interesting. What if this isn't just an induction at all? Whispers coming from backstage suggest that Taker's announcement was actually a setup for AJ to come back. Think about it. AJ's injuries haven't ended his career. He's been putting in work training. Maybe WWE wants one final run, perhaps a tag team pairing with Taker going up against the Bloodline or something even bigger. Or flip the script. AJ turns down the induction on SmackDown and it sparks a whole new rivalry. This could be the match that headlines WrestleMania 42. If that's true, it means WWE fooled all of us just for ratings. Drop your theories in the comments. Is AJ really done, or is this all one big swerve? Let's peel back the emotional layers even further. AJ's words before the interruption were gold. He thanked his wife, his children, even brought up his late father who first inspired him to chase this dream. "Wrestling gave me purpose," he said, his voice barely keeping steady. Then Taker steps in with, "You've earned your rest, but first, immortality." The embrace that followed? Iconic. But the frustration grows when you realize AJ looked completely overwhelmed rather than overjoyed. Was he even ready for this? Reports are saying he only found out minutes before it happened, which adds a whole new level of shock. WWE loves engineering these real emotional moments, but doing it at the cost of the performer's mental readiness? That's not okay. The fan response after the show was something else entirely. Video clips of the segment racked up millions of views overnight. Wrestling forums like Reddit Squared Circle are on fire. Best moment since Punk's return on one side, and worst way to honor a legend ever on the other. Polls are showing 60% loved it while 40% hated the surprise element. Fans from Japan, where AJ built his name in NJPW, are especially upset, saying this whole thing disrespects his worldwide legacy. Share this if you fall in that 40%, and let's get this conversation going. Now, let's look at WWE's reasoning. Why honor AJ in 2026? He hasn't even officially retired yet, and legends like Batista and Umaga have been waiting in line. Taker making the announcement makes sense given their history, but the outrage lives in the timing. Raw's ratings jumped 20% during that segment, and WWE's motivation couldn't be more obvious. They wanted eyes on the screen. But what did that cost AJ's dignity? This feels a lot like Sting's Hall of Fame induction while he was still actively competing, or Flair's multiple ceremonies. WWE keeps treating their legends like tools to pull out when needed. Digging deeper into their history together, beyond WrestleMania 36, AJ and Taker crossed paths back in 2019, when AJ started taking shots at Taker's age, which led to that backstage confrontation. AJ said in interviews at the time, "Being in there with Taker was terrifying. The man is a myth." Taker, for his part, respected AJ's ability in the ring and called him the best performer working today. Their chemistry together has always been electric. This induction moment was meant to heal those old